Hey guys, so today I have decided to share my current foundation routine, and I know that there are so many videos on YouTube about everybody's different current foundation routine, but I've noticed that some people use a lot of product and some people use very little product. So I wanted to share with you my current foundation routine, and hopefully it will help someone in the process of doing their makeup. I do not have any makeup on my face whatsoever except for my eye area. And a lot of people tend to do their eye area first. That way, if there's any fallout from their eyeshadow or the mascara, then the foundation will really cover it up. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is prime your face, and priming helps with minimizing the appearance of pores on your skin, and it also helps your foundation stay on a lot longer throughout the day. So it's a really good step. A lot of people tend to skip it, but it's all about your personal preference. I have really large pores on my cheek areas, so I always find it beneficial to use a primer. The primer that I use most often is the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless. You want to just take a little bit of product. A little bit goes a very long way. And it comes out clear. I don't know if you can see that, but pretty much what I do is I just put it in the areas where my pores are the largest. So that would definitely be my cheek areas. And a lot of people like to use it on their T-zone areas, especially if you have oily skin. You would want to use it on your T-zone because that part tends to get the oiliest throughout the day, and the primer will really help the foundation cling on. Okay, so the next step is the foundation. And it really all depends on what's your favorite foundation at the current moment. Mine is the Revlon Color Stay Whipped Foundation. I've noticed that this lasts pretty much throughout the entire day, and it really gives you a good airbrush-like finish. The color that I use is Sand Beige, as I'm pretty pale right now. You can apply your foundation any way that you want. Some people use their hands, some people use a beauty blender, some people use brushes. The brush that I tend to use, especially with this Revlon Color Stay Whipped, is a actual foundation brush. And this one is by Lancome, and it's number 2. Also, when you're choosing a foundation, you want to make sure that you match it with your body's skin tone color. A lot of people tend to tan their body and leave their face with a sunscreen on, so you end up with a really pale face. And if you just buy foundation that's really pale and your body's really tan, it's going to look really weird. So try to match as best your skin tone color at the moment. You want to take any excess product that you have on your brush and kind of just blend down your neck to make sure that it all just blends evenly. Alright, the next step is to use a concealer, and concealers are primarily for those who have the dark circles under the eye area. You can also use it if you haven't gotten enough sleep and you're really tired and you have some bags underneath your eyes. Concealer will really help with that process of covering it up. So the current concealer that I'm using is the CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless. And this one definitely works really well. It's a real creamy consistency. And I don't know if you can see it, but there is a swirl of concealer and highlight in it, which I love because I primarily use concealer or highlight underneath my eye area. And you can apply this with your fingers. You can apply this with a concealer brush. I tend to like using my fingers because I feel like it just melts into the skin evenly, so that's what I prefer. You want to make sure that you're just tapping very lightly. You don't want to pull or tug on the skin at all. That really creates the wrinkles and the crow's feet in the eye area, so as much as you can, just pat lightly. And also, like I said, I like to use my concealer as a highlighter. So a good trick that I tend to use is the triangle method. So you want to start from your eye, the inner corner of your eye, and bring your finger down. That forms the straight line. And then you're going to form another line that goes from the end of your eye all the way to the bottom of your nose. So it's here. And you obviously want to fill that in, but it sort of makes the shape of a triangle. You want to make sure that you blend this extremely well, otherwise you can get the reversed raccoon effect and it'll look like you just have glowing high beams underneath your eye area, and you don't want that. So again, we're going to do from our inner eye straight down and then bring it up to the corner of the end of the eye and fill it in.
Stand there, lady, won't you just stand still? She's got a white Mercedes and I know she will.
And a lot of people can use concealer. If you have a pimple, you can certainly cover it up with it. Most people like to use it around their edge of their nose or typically wherever they get redness. It's just what all you prefer. Just make sure, like I said, that you blend it extremely well because you don't want a bunch of white spots all over your face if you have pimples, or you don't want big white rings around your nose, that's for sure. Alright, so the next step we're going to do is set the concealer and the foundation with some sort of translucent powder. And the one that I use is the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil in Original. And with this product, you want to just use it very lightly. All I do is I take off the cap, and there's already product in the cap. And you just take a powder brush. This one is from Sephora. And you want to dip your brush into the cap and just dust off any of the excess, because if you put too much powder on your face, it can look really cakey and built up, and it just looks like you're wearing too much makeup. So you want to be as light-handed with this powder as possible. And you notice that I am patting the powder onto my face. I'm not doing a swirling motion with it. If you do a swirling motion, you run the risk of moving the concealer and the foundation that you just put on your face. So by using a powder motion, it keeps all of the products in place, and it just evenly sets the product. Alright, so that is my current foundation routine. I am going to put on some bronzer and blush and come right back. Alright, so that is a completed look, and what I'll do is I'll do a close-up of my face so that way you can really see how the products look. So I hope this was beneficial to someone. I hope it helped clear up some questions that you might have had, or just helped with your current foundation routine that you have. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll make sure I get to them. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.